Can a lead trumpet mouthpiece actually make a difference? I've got 4 very common and well-known mouthpieces here. These are all lead mouthpieces. Now, this is the Wayne Bergeron GR Studio 1 mouthpiece. It's, I guess, a little bit less common just because it's a kind of a specialty mouthpiece, you know, the Wayne Bergeron line, and it's pretty expensive. But these, so I have the Bobby Shoe lead, very well-known lead mouthpiece. I have the Yamaha 14A4A, and I have the Eric Miyashiro MK2 lead mouthpieces. I'm gonna put these 4 mouthpieces through the same tests: high notes, low notes, middle register, articulation. We're gonna test endurance even by the end of this video. We're gonna focus on quiet high note playing. And by the end of this video, I'll pick one winner and I'll talk about what I thought about the 4 mouthpieces here and give you my recommendation for a lead mouthpiece. Let's get started. Let's see which one comes out on top. All right, so we're actually gonna start in the middle register. It's fairly easy, I assume, to make an up register mouthpiece shallow and easier to play high notes, but can it play in the rest of the trumpet registers? So I'm gonna take it through a middle register phrase here. I'm gonna start with the Bobby Shoe. Very quick test for each one of these mouthpieces. Move on to the Yamaha 14A4A. Interesting. Eric Miyashiro MK2. And my Wayne Bergeron GR Studio. So for right now, the Wayne Bergeron GR Studio mouthpiece is feeling really good, and the Bobby Shoe lead is feeling pretty good. It feels like I can open up the timbres of each note, so every note has, you know, a top, a middle, and a bottom, and I like to kind of use all that in vibrato when I can, you know, for whatever music I'm playing. So it just feels like I can play with all the notes a little bit more on the Bobby Shoe compared to the MK2 and the Yamaha. And then obviously this one is feeling like a good mix of being able to push on the gas and be vibrant with the sound and hold back also when needed. So we're gonna take this up into the up register now. Now, as we take it to the up register, I'm not just gonna see what's the highest note I can kind of hit on all these mouthpieces. I'm just looking for what note feels the best that I can be most consistent and efficient on in the up register. So let's go. I'm gonna play the same quick phrase on each mouthpiece. This is the Bobby Shoe lead. So that was the Bobby Shoe lead, Yamaha 14A4A. All right, now the Eric Miyashiro MK2. Now my Wayne Bergeron GR. So it's becoming a little bit more clear that 2 of these mouthpieces are really trying to hold me back in terms of resistance. The Eric Miyashiro MK2 and the Yamaha 14A4A feel like there's more resistance for me in the upper register. Now, this test, every trumpet player is different when it comes to the upper register. When it comes to just general trumpet playing, there's mouthpieces that might work very well for me that won't work as well for somebody else. And there's a lot of mouthpieces to choose from. But in general, for me, right now, wait, yeah, I'm holding the right one, right? Yeah, the Eric Miyashiro, the MK2, and the Yamaha 14A4A just feel like there's a little more resistance. There's a more airy sound in the upper register. It's harder to get that like lead laser cut through sound that I really like. The Bobby Shoe lead though is doing very well. And the Wayne Bergeron GR Studio mouthpiece is doing pretty well. I feel pretty stable and solid on that. These 2 so far, maybe things will change in the next few tests when we get into quiet high notes and articulation and a few other things. These might, you know, start to really show up. So That's the upper register test. Let's move on. All right, this is one of my favorite tests, just testing quiet, high notes. Just because, you know, a lead mouthpiece can play loud in the upper register doesn't mean I'm gonna really like it, because it's very important for me, for good lead playing and good lead playing in general, to be able to have full control of the trumpet, of whatever you're trying to play, and be able to play it at soft dynamics or loud dynamics. So here we go, quiet, high note test. This is the Bobby Shoe lead. Yamaha 14A4A. MK2. This is my mouthpiece. Yeah, I mean, the Wayne Bergeron GR Studio takes it on this one, and I think second place might be the Eric Miyashiro. The Eric Miyashiro felt like a good amount of resistance. It still felt like it was easy to get that note out quietly. The other two felt fine as well. The Yamaha 14A4A, I think, was the stranger feeling one in this experiment with the quiet high notes. The Bobby Shoe lead felt okay also, but this one just provides a lot more support, while the Eric Miyashiro just, I don't know, it was just easier to really hit them quietly. Now the Bobby Shoe lead also felt pretty good, just not as stable, I guess, on those quiet high notes as the MK2 and this one. So now I'm gonna switch to articulation. I'm gonna see, you know, whether the horn's allowing me to articulate however I want to in the middle upper register, and just what kind of tone I'm getting. Does it feel like I can hit the notes and produce that attack the way I want it to on these mouthpieces? So here we go. This is the Bobby Shoe lead. This right away, I mean, it's such a huge difference from my Wayne Bergeron GR Studio, but I feel like with this mouthpiece you might get a little bit more tired. We'll talk about endurance, that's our next thing here, but anyway, okay. Okay. That one is just bananas. Okay. Yamaha 14A4A. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is the Eric Miyashiro. To play tight. I don't like to play tight with all my lead playing. If you watch any of my upper register videos, if you haven't checked out a lot of videos, I have an upper register playlist that you can check out down below. But I like to play on the bottom end of the note, just the more, you know, on the more resonant and open part of the note, which is normally right under the middle there. But this one wants to go like tighter. This one just, like, I have to fight it more to get to where I want to be on each note. It's weird. Once you get used to it, like I took a 30 seconds there to kind of get used to it, and I was able to get it to open to where I wanted it to, but it doesn't naturally go to that open place where I like to play like the other mouthpieces do right now. All right, and this is the Wayne Bergeron GR Studio. All right, well, that test was interesting. That was just mostly up register, lead, tonguing, harsher attacks. But yeah, like I said, the MK2 felt like I had to, fight it to get the sound where I want it. But in terms of upper register articulation, they all feel relatively the same. The last topic of discussion is gonna be endurance, and I'm mostly just gonna talk about from my experience of playing on these mouthpieces a little bit, you know, in the past, and just from what I'm feeling today. So the Bobby Shoe lead, it gives you the strongest and loudest and the most powerful sound. But you have to, if you're gonna play the Bobby Shoe lead, which by the way, I think if you're a developing lead player and you're ready to move up to your, you know, a lead mouthpiece, you've understood the basics of the upper register. If you're struggling with the upper register, check out my upper register blueprint, if I can speak English. My upper register blueprint, it'll be down below in the description. It's 27 pages. It's a system that you can follow to develop your upper register. And read the text and do what the text says, because it's not just about the exercises. It's helped many people improve their range. So, but the Bobby Shoe lead, it's one of those mouthpieces where you have to control yourself when you play it. I think it's $50 or $60. It's one of the greatest, the best value lead mouthpieces that you can get. That's why so many people have a Bobby Shoe lead. There's also Bobby Shoe Jazz. But this mouthpiece, if you actually play the way I just played it with the lead phrases, and you don't have like a very well-trained embouchure and, you know, and your endurance, you're not gonna be able to last long on this mouthpiece, just because it allows you to do so much. I like to play with 80 to 90% when I'm actually playing a gig. I don't go 100%, just because if I go 100%, I'll be tired much faster, right? So if you're doing a gig and you're playing somewhere where, you know, it's important, it matters that you last with your high notes a long time, it's good to play with 80 to 90%. So this is extremely important with the Bobby Shoe lead. With the other mouthpieces, the Yamaha 14A 4A with the Eric Miyashiro MK2 and my Wayne Bergeron GR Studio, they feel relatively the same through my time playing them and through the tests I've put them through today. I record these videos usually if I'm in this band room where I teach. I start recording at 6, I wake up at 5, I get ready, I come here. And so early morning, 6 a.m. isn't ideal lead playing time for me. But, I normally don't like have a really good warm up for what I'm doing here in these sessions, but from what I can feel right now and from experience, I do know that if you're able to control yourself, 80%, you know, effort on all your phrases whenever you're practicing the upper register or actually on the gig, it'll make you last a lot longer. But if you let this Bobby Shoe it just allows you to like play super open and super big and full, and it cuts through so easy. So it's a risky mouthpiece to play lead on unless you can control yourself a little bit, or if you have amazing endurance, which for many lead players that I talk to and teach, the endurance is one of the main issues. So there you go, that's the section on endurance. If I had to pick one of these for a gig, for an upper register gig tomorrow, I would pick my Wayne Bergeron. I'm biased, it's my mouthpiece, it's what I'm most used to. But for developing lead players who don't want to spend a bunch of money on an expensive mouthpiece and have it not worked for them, I always recommend the Bobby Shoe lead. Amazing mouthpiece to get started. And again, I wanted to mention that lead mouthpieces are great, they're a lot of fun, but they're not gonna give you range. If you can't play high notes and you switch to one of these and all of a sudden you're hitting really high notes, you're not gonna be able to last long, number one, and number two, you're not gonna be able to actually play, you know, actual lead phrases. Many people can play high notes. You can squeak out a high note, you can tighten everything up and, you know, get the aperture to be super small and pinch out a high note and force something, but that doesn't mean you'll be able to actually play lead phrases at a gig. You know, you can develop a way to squeak a higher note. I mean, some trumpet players on YouTube, they just teach you to just tense up and see, you know, how high you can play, which, you know, if you're just trying to, you know, hit a super high note, I guess that's cool. But if you're trying to actually play lead phrases, you can't do that. You need to develop your lead embouchure, develop the understanding of how to use your air and your core and everything before you can switch to any of these mouthpieces, and then that's when it will just amplify, enhance everything you already know. So mouthpiece doesn't give you that range consistently and efficiently. Check out that mouthpiece video that I've already recorded if you're interested in that. Guys, I wanted to say thank you for your support on my latest video, my belt video of engaging the core as you ascend into the upper register. I've gotten a couple awesome emails saying that, you know, it was a light bulb moment for you watching that video with how to properly breathe and then push on that core to really get that fast airstream into the trumpet in a very efficient way without forcing anything. So I'm really glad that video is resonating with a good amount of you. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I'm also going to be starting a community. It's a school community, SKOOL, And I'm gonna be posting my first challenge on there, and you'll be able to win an Amazon gift card with that challenge if you do participate. And the first month or 2 or 3 will be free. It'll be like a free trial. And you can get off of that membership if you don't like it after that time. So I'll put the link down in the description. I'm really excited about that community because I have quite a few people who do end up finding me, you know, my email and everything through the products that I have on my website, and emailing me and just commenting about how, you know, the resources, the blueprint, you know, some of the videos I'm making are really helpful. The Up Register Blueprint. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to having a platform like School, where it's kind of like a community-based platform where the people who are, you know, investing into supporting me and investing into their upper register development and sustaining, you know, their upper register skill, we're all going to be in that community. We're going to be helping each other out. There's going to be opportunities for questions. Anyone can post, anyone can ask a question, anyone can answer. I'll be posting challenges, maybe occasional live streams to help. All my future resources, like the blueprint, like all the future things I'll make for comeback players, they'll all be free on there. So if you are a member of that community, it'll all be there for you. But I'm just now creating that and getting people in there. So yeah, if you're interested, the link will be down below. Consider join the free trial, and then if you don't like it in a month or 2, you can definitely get off of that. So thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, and thank you all for your support. Have an amazing week, and God bless you all. Take care.